The evil subject keeps coming up on all levels, professional and scholastic as well.
Guess who was named today? We're going to talk about one guy. You probably know who was named, but tonight they're talking about Norm Sloan is going to be talked to by the drug enforcement officials as well.
About what?
Well, I don't know. Maybe about what he knew, about what his players knew, and about what's going on in Gainesville with drugs. One can only speculate. Yeah, it does get pretty seamy. Well, the names of Maxwell, Moten, and Williams have all been mentioned in the drugs and paid athlete scandal in Florida. Now you can toss in the name of Shinsis. Dwayne Shinsis was visited by federal drug agents the day he was cut from the Olympic basketball team. Coach John Thompson says the two events are not coincidental. However, Tito Horford, the man who decided to forsake Miami for the pros, got a 3-year contract from Milwaukee today. 7-1 Horford, who left the Canes after his sophomore season, apparently is the big guy the Bucks feel they need. Meanwhile, both Atlanta and Portland are awaiting word on a possible red menace in the NBA next year. Commissioner David Stern is on his way back from Moscow to tell the Hawks and Blazers whether they've been successful in luring 4 Soviets to play in the NBA.
There's no predicting what will ever happen with the Soviet players. Clearly, no player will be available to play in the NBA till after the Olympics, and that's, a couple months away yet.
Boy, it's tough enough for hockey announcers trying to say the names they got. Can you imagine 4 Soviet guys playing in the NBA? Well, at least I don't have to call them. Now, let's move on to the baseball that was important tonight. When the Pirates and Mets got together for 4 games, you expected football scores. Instead, the totals more resembled soccer scores. Tonight, it looked like it was headed for a shootout. Drabek gunned down Dykstra, no score through 5. But in the 6th, the Pirates, who had no extra base hits through the first 3 games, hit jackpot on a 2-run shot by Mike LaValliere off Doc Gooden. Mets got runners to first and third in their 6th, but Mazzilli grounded out to lean. And the Bucks put it away in the 7th. R.J. Reynolds singled to center. In came Bonilla to make it 4-0. And this one that got Sherrill to bed late went to the Pirates. 7-2 over the Mets. Cincinnati, who was down 3-0 to the Dodgers, came back to win with 4 in the 8th. Houston lost to San Francisco, who is now within 3.5 games of the Dodgers. Atlanta leading San Diego in the 6th inning. Jose Canseco was flexing his muscles a little bit yesterday, hit home runs number 29 and 30, so Jose decided to increase his repetitions tonight, I suppose. It didn't take him long to lift that bat. In fact, in the 1st inning, Canseco gave number 31 a ride, his 5th in his last 4 games. Jose and his home run gang spell victory 10-2 over the White Sox tonight. Toronto this afternoon came up with a 3-run homer in the 8th inning by George Bell to beat Minnesota 3-1. Elsewhere, tonight, Kansas City beats Detroit 5-3. 7th inning now, California leading the Mariners 3-2. It's hot, and it's not a lot of fun to be wearing pads and getting smacked around, but that's life in training camp. Just ask Saints first-round draft pick Ironhead Hayward. In a scrimmage with Detroit, Charles Benson decides to find out if Hayward's head is iron. The hard-headed one tosses the football, and here we go. And it's another classic case of trying to feed the Christians to the Lions.
Hopefully that was it. Hopefully, we won't have anything else to do with that.
You won't be backing up, though.
Oh, never that, never will, never, not now.
Dogs 4 and 6 for 25-20. Highlight a pair of 3s for 156-60. And if you're not good at juggling numbers, how about juggling balls while jumping around on a pogo stick? John does this all the time, and some guys will do this just to get on television. Take a look. How do you do that, John?
Is that an Olympic event?
No, not yet, but I've heard it could be a possible one for 1992.
Well, thanks for embarrassing me again in front of friends.
Well, you do it out in the newsroom every day before we go on.
Don't tell them that. They believe it.